Welcome everyone to my channel. It's a spoiler review for the Tomb of Hercules by Andy McDermott. It's for the series called the Wild and Cheese series or the Nina Wild and Eddie Chase series. Whichever one you want to do it. I'm Leanne and we are going to be talking about this. Second book. Okay. So, an ancient warrior, an incredible treasure, a lethal enemy. It's the opportunity of a lifetime, the chance to prove that tomb containing the remains of the legendary hero Hercules actually exists. If American archaeologists Nina Wild can locate it, it'll be the most important historical find ever unearthed. But as Nina and her ex-SAS bodyguard, Eddie Chase, begin their search, it's clear that others want to find the tomb and the unimaginable riches within and will do anything to get there first. Who will find the Tomb of Hercules first, and what fantastic treasure does it hold? From New York to Shanghai, from Switzerland to the diamond mines of Botswana, Nina and Eddie must stay one step ahead of their enemies in the race to solve a mystery as ancient as civilization itself. But when a beautiful woman from Eddie's past joins the hunt, all the rules change. In this life and death game, the next move may be the most dangerous one of all. That's a little misleading. It's a little misleading, guys. So, because Nina Wild cannot sit there and show off to the world that she found Atlantis until the newly inheritance, I think it's called the Inheritance Heritage Association, that's formed by the world, allows her to show off Atlantis. She decided to focus on the Tomb of Hercules, a tomb that is not for a body, but it's more for like honoring Hercules and him being a god or a demigod, and showing off that they appreciate everything he supposedly did for the world, obviously. So that's what she plans to delve into next, okay? And because of that, she gains some notice from people who are just not good people. In the end, they're not good people, okay? So Edward Eddie Chase, of course, her boyfriend, is part of this as well. He knows that Nina's just choosing the Tomb of Hercules as a way to distract the fact that she can't showcase worldwide about Atlantis, because she's hoping that she'll be able to slap on her name to the discovery of the Tomb of Hercules. So there's that. You get to see Matt Truly again. Matt, who is a submarine worker with underwater devices and everything, he gets poached by Renee Corvus, a non-member of the association that Nina works for, to build underwater homes. Now, there's a reason for that. It's because Corvus wants to make an elite town where only the rich can live and only the rich control the world. He wants to control the world through the rich, through this one town. The New Atlantis is what he wants to call it. And he wants to control it with a uranium bomb. And everybody buying uranium bombs. Okay? So, yeah. That's his plan. I mean, he doesn't get to carry it out because Renee Corvus is killed by his wife of only a couple of days, because he marries a woman and she kills him. So there's that. It starts actually with a big jump with Richard Yuan Zhuan. Yuan is a diamond mined person who's actually illegally mining uranium, because he wants to become richer by selling off uranium bombs to the underground, so everybody has a uranium, because that's just the way he wants to be. And he pretended to have interest in the Tomb of Hercules and Atlantis and Nina Wild and Eddie Chase, and it was actually his wife that had interest in it, Sophia Blackwood. She, of course, kills her husband, blames Nina and Eddie for it, and then marries Renee Corvus to get his money and his power, whom she kills a couple days later. Because her plan is to use the uranium bomb to destroy the financial district of New York City, so that way the world's finances collapse and she can get her power and money back, because the financial world destroyed that because her dad made a bunch of mistakes, and she blames Eddie, her ex-husband, for that. And she just has her title as Lady Sophia Blackwood, but she wants more than that. She wants her power back. So she's the one behind it all. And she wants to use the money from the Tomb of Hercules, the real gold and everything that's there, as a way to retain her own power. She actually ends up being with Joe Camosas, but Eddie kills Camosa because Camosa tried killing him, and it was a very brutal way of doing it. I mean, he was harpooned with a metal bolt. Yeah, after his nipple ring was ripped out. That was the weirdest thing ever. Reading about how Eddie grabs the nipple ring and yanks it. Ow. Hector Amora is the boss of the IHA, and he has to give people permission to do things. He does give Edward Eddie Chase permission to go to Shanghai to rescue Sophia Blackwood because of a conspiracy. UN had information on Atlantis, and he was the reason why the rig fell, because the rig was destroyed and a lot of people died because of it. And Sophia was supposed to be rescued, but it was actually all fake. Sophia sent Feng Yi after Nina, who had convinced Nicholas Papadopoulos to see a paperwork by Hercules, which would show where to find the tomb, because it was written, I think, by Plato, that would give off the information of the Hermocrates. It's the lost works of Hermocrates that Plato wrote, and on it is supposed to be the location of the Tomb of Hercules, which she figures out, of course. She figures out that the blank text on one side, because the paperwork has writing on one side and it's blank on the other. And she's like, what are these blanks for? And they're like, they're just there. She's like, but paper was very expensive back then. Why would you waste paper like that? And so she accidentally leaves one of them underneath a light after the text was destroyed, sort of. You know, they're put together in glass and wrapped up and protected, so nobody could touch them, but you could still flip the pages. It was like a big bound book. And when Feng Yi was after her to get the book, it was destroyed, sort of, where he got like 4 pages of it and she got like the rest of them. And so one of them was outside of the glass case, and it was being underneath a light, and it actually exposed that there was invisible ink there. So that's how she learns that the back of the pages that had blank had invisible ink on it, which showed the tomb, where the location how to get to the Tomb of Hercules. My favorite character, if you haven't guessed, is Eddie Chase. He shows that he will go to any lengths for those that he cares about, or did care about, until they try to murder anyone he cares about, such as Sophia trying to murder Nina. And he's like, all right, that's it. I don't give a shit about you anymore. I'm going to whip your ass because you tried to kill Nina, the love of my life. They end up getting engaged. Yay. My most disliked character was Lady Sophia Blackwood. She played a nuke a large number of people, all because her family lost all their wealth and power and only had their title. And she blamed Eddie for it. What stood out as memorable? Sophie blamed everything that happened to her since being with Eddie on Eddie, and not herself. It was her decision. Her decision not to reach out to her dad. Her decision to allow herself to be cut off from the family. Her decision to marry Eddie in the first place. Everything that happened was her decision, and she decided to blame it all on Eddie. And it was father's fault too. None of it had to do with Eddie. My favorite passage from the story is Nina smiled for a moment, making a show of considering the question, but Chase had been right. They both already knew the answer. That's what Chase got down on one knee and asked her, will you marry me? They both knew the answer. Of course, that's the second time Eddie technically proposed, because the first time they were trying to reach each other and all this lovely stuff. And they're both tied up, waiting for a bomb to go off, when Eddie's like, I wanted to ask, but I suppose I know the answer. You know, while they were fighting. Let's see if I can't find it for you. It's like, there's a question I've been thinking about asking you since we made up. No, before that. I mean, not while we were in the middle of an argument or anything, but it's been on my mind for a while. So, go ahead and ask me. Well, there's not much point now, is there? Because he's gestured to the bomb. I suppose not, but well, I think you know what my answer would have been. I think I do. It's a fun. Something just occurred to me. We'd done it and decided to hyphenate our names. We'd be the Wild Chase. It's sort of appropriate. You only just realized that? I thought of that a year and a half ago. You were thinking about that right after we got... Well, it crossed my mind. So, like, he almost asked, and then he did ask. And it's so cute. So, oh my gosh. My favorite quote happens a lot in this book, and I think it's fucking funny because it's called boogeration and fuckery. He says every time something bad... Not every time something bad happens, but a lot when bad things happen, and he's just like, no words can encompass what he says. What I thought about the end of the book? Well, Sophie is locked up. She was on a manhunt chase for her as the number one terrorist in the world. So I'm glad she got locked up. Eddie and Nina are now engaged to be married, and I'm so happy with that. And I wonder what's going to happen next. What book did it remind me? The Hunt of Atlantis. Because I mean, like, what other adventure, action-packed, romance? There's more adventure than anything that I read so far. Nothing. So this book, as you know, is part of a series called The Wild and Chase. With a total possibility of 18 books with more on the way. I have currently 17 out of the 18 books, and there could be more. I don't know how many books he's going to write, but you rock on, Andy McDermott, and give me more. I rated this a 4 because the only thing that was really missing from this was the sexual part of it, because it doesn't happen, but it should have. You should have given it to us, Andy McDermott. You should have given us some fancy smashy little makeup 6 or something in that line. So, if you think it was ever like, comment, rate, and lovely subscription, drop it down below. I will see you next illusion.